He just decided to kill it with the scroll.
Oh, of course. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I didn't realize he only had one card.
Yeah.
Dead man.
This is it.
Yep. If Alex pulls this one out, I don't know what to tell you.
You gotta play Kira. Yeah, that's a card that matters
That's
a
a
little.
start,
I mean,
yeah.
he can just attempt to bounce it with Jace, then kill it
And
with
then
first
kill-
roll.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I think that's Medallion Click and Spell Snare.
I think Alex's play at this point is hoping that Vidi does a game rule violation or something.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I mean, you also, like, if you don't, like, you might as well play it out in a lot of these scenarios because you don't know. Like, maybe the other person does mess up somehow. You can't always be sure.
Right.
You don't know, like, what times you're wrong about
Right.
the fact that you can't win.
Right, exactly. And maybe he just gets a warning, or already has a warning for some dumb thing, right? Like,
But what if he plays? What if his next 3 draws in a row are all mutables?
there are definitely.
Or a Mishra's Factory and 2 mutables?
Oh, there you go.
This is a game 2 situation. Where Alex is down a game.
It doesn't accomplish anything.
Well,
by
but
conceding.
what I'm saying is that there's a lot of times when you see people who concede like dramatically before they should, especially in game 1 situations. For instance, like I was playing a match in the Legacy event today where my opponent thought seized my Mox Diamond and left me with like a hand of completely uncastable spells, and I just spent the entire game discard, while his Dark Confidant revealed cards that let me get information about his deck for game 2.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think a lot of players would just be like, and concede in frustration. But I mean, I was getting some kind of value there by getting information from what my opponent played and revealed from Confidant.
Absolutely.
People concede way too often.
Agreed.
They just want to get out of that
Right.
feeling bad
Exactly.
that they're losing.
And,
they just want
and
to stop.
they're just losing value every time that they do it.
The only times that I feel like it's right to concede is either when you're going to be giving away information, like if you start discarding, you don't know what your deck is, something like that, or if you're low on time. Like
I mean, there's a few other factors that can relate. Like, for instance, I mean, under extreme circumstances, maybe you really need to go get some food or something. No, I'm serious. Like,
Sure.
if it's, but for the most part, if it's not game 1, if it's the final game, like if you're facing elimination,
Right.
you're not going to win by conceding.
Right.
And you could always be wrong. Like, what if there is a way? People have won like unwinnable games before.
Yes.
Ryan
Exactly.
Kibler's probably made a career out of winning winnable games.
Dagger.
Oh yeah, need some more juice.
Brainstorm here, Vidi.
Oh, I didn't mean it to be a dagger. I meant it to be a high compliment. Like having the just fortitude to not give up, and then people eventually make a mistake that if they would have just played tight,
It's true.
So Alex turtling up here, going into his shell, looking for a solution. I mean, he's running out of time for the solution to be Mutavault. Like I think he needs to draw Mishra's Factory next turn and then Mutavault the turn after. He needs to.
Yeah, he's got to have a good draw here. It's not unwinnable, but it certainly isn't a great
There's
situation.
a Caracas alongside that.
Yep, so he's going to throw away his Jace to curse scroll down that Kira. Oh. Hey, what do you know? Another Jace.
He's got to be careful.
I mean, what if he just gets dazed here? Although I guess he just Vendalion clicked him, so
Yeah.
he knows what's in his hand.
So Vidi down to 8 life.
I mean, board position looking good, but I agree if he draws a bunch of Mutavaults.
So what if he plays a Jace, Fate Seals, has to ship to the bottom, then the top card is... Wait, does Alex have another land?
I don't think so.
Okay, the top card is another Mutavault. And then, so the top 2 cards are both Mutavaults, one goes to the bottom. Then he plays Mutavault, the next turn he draws Mishra's Factory. I mean...
All right, so here we go. He shifts it to the bottom.
To the bottom. So I mean, there are sequences here, because if Vidi's only at 8, and here even if he plays a Mutavault, he can hit for 2, hit Vidi, don't even hit Jace at this point, hit Vidi, knock him to 6 with 2 Mutavaults in play, and the next turn just draw Mishra's Factory.
I'm surprised Vidi served with that Vendalion click. I thought he'd want to leave it back to block that Mutavault potentially.
I think that Vidi might be slightly just wanting this to get over. Like he's a little bit he can tell that he's made a few minor things, and he just he's a little uncomfortable. He just wants to close it out.
Yeah. And that feeling where you're like, okay, I let this game slip away. I need to close it out before
No,
anything
it's not
bad
even
happens.
slipping away. This is one of those things where it's so far in the bag that you just don't want to be the guy who loses the 99.9%.
Right,
game.
exactly.
There's 13 and a half minutes left in the round. Just,
Oh wow, this game has taken quite a while. Game 1 was
Game
was that
one was-
another Kira? Wow.
That is a.
No,
is that,
oh, it is another one.
Yeah, that's his
because
third.
didn't
That's
he
he only has 2, right?
Trying to buy himself. So here,
you
the
can
interesting
see
thing.
one here, and
Yeah,
then-
the interesting thing here is that then if Jace tries to bounce it to fizzle so the cursed scroll can hit, he doesn't get the fate seal. Now the ponder could miss, so he has stone nothing, and then Alex can draw Mishra's Factory this turn,
Right.
and Vidi could attack with a click. I mean,
Number of things could happen.